Okay, we were just talking about Taylor Swift before we started recording, and I wanted to talk about the videos of her at Coachella.
Oh, yeah, we didn't chat about that at all.
I'm shooketh over this.
Me too. I mean, they're the real deal. There's no question about it.
I hope so. Honestly, they're so cute. But the fact that she's in a crowd, especially in a place like that, like a music festival where everyone's like drinking on drugs, like could get rowdy at any time, and she's just in the crowd. Like she can't even walk down the street.
No, I know. But I mean, I'm sure like her security guards were like in their best like Coachella looking gear. No one had any idea, but it was like all these like big men around her, I'm sure. Right?
That's actually a good point because there is a guy facing the opposite way in every video that I've seen of them. So,
but still though, I mean, like Astroworld, right? You can't control things sometimes in a big crowd like that. Like it's incontrollable. Like you can't do that. I was surprised by that too. And then I saw that Travis and Jason were kind of like discussing that because Jason like asked him on New Heights, like, oh, I can't believe that you guys were in the crowd. Like you could have been in like a VIP section. And Travis was like, no, like that's the part of going to Coachella is being in the crowd like that, which I feel like it probably is. I mean, I've never been to Coachella, but
yeah. Wait, that's so wild. Like, I mean, he's right. It probably is so much more fun, like being a normal person. But like the fact that she hasn't been a normal person, I feel like she probably hasn't been a normal person since like 2012. Like 2012 is kind of when she like blew up. Maybe even later
even
than
before
that.
Yeah.
Oh, you think before?
Probably, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I think that I had a different perception of her. Like when I was in high school, I thought she was like the biggest artist, like at her peak. But looking back, I don't think that was true. I think she really got way bigger so when I said high school, I meant like Fearless era and Red. But I think 1989 like really blew her up. And then especially like everything after that has been like the same level. But I don't know, like she has said in her documentary that she can't walk down the street.
No, yeah, I think so too. And I mean, granted, her level of fame has been there for like almost 20 years now, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like not even, but like around there.
Almost
But
20.
the level of her fame now, yeah. I mean, she's literally probably like one of the most popular people on the planet. You know, she can't go anywhere without being recognized. I don't know. That like So High School song, like she's just in love with this man.
I know.
Also, Travis could beat someone up. Like Travis can take a man or anyone that was charging at her. Like he's an NFL player. You know what I mean?
He's like bigger than her bodyguard probably.
Yeah. But like they just seem so in love.
I know.
And it seems so like organic and real, you know?
It's so cute. I saw a meme or a post or something that said, remember when we were freaking out because we got a sliver of Joe in the documentary and now she and Travis are out like together all the time, like not trying to hide anything. It's so crazy. Like she used to be more out there. Like her Instagram didn't just used to be ads. Like she used to post actual pictures of herself and like personal posts. And then that all stopped. Like I don't remember when, but maybe it lined up with her meeting Joe. And now I wonder if she's going to go back to that. Like, is she going to just post a picture of like her and her friends in her childhood bedroom or like on the 4th of July on her Instagram again?
I know that 4th of July picture. I feel like everyone knows that picture.
So iconic.
No, it's so iconic. I hope that she does. And even like how she posted the like promo video for the album with like Fortnite or whatever laid over it. But there were videos of like her and him at her house, like in the kitchen, making cinnamon buns, like things like that, where she's like, yeah, here's like even more that you guys aren't seeing when you're seeing everything public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I really appreciate that with her now because obviously like she is at the top. She's still calculated as all hell, I'm sure. You know what I mean? In terms of like her own safety, you know, like Kim K doesn't post exactly where she is at that moment. She posts it like 2 days later or a week later after everything that happened. So I'm sure she's still doing that. But even just giving those glimpses into her life.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really important for her brand because like she's untouchable. She is the music industry right now. Yeah. Everyone, their grandparents, their daughters, everything. Everyone knows who Taylor Swift is. Everyone knows the songs. Everyone knows Cruel Summer, right? Like that's it. But I think that for her brand, it's showing in allowing us to be more relatable to her when she is so untouchable, you know?
Yeah. I think that it's good for her. I agree because you always hear people saying, oh, I don't listen to her music, but she's just so annoying. It's like, well, why do you think she's annoying? It's like, oh, her public persona. But I do think her posting like normal stuff will help her public persona. I actually am really excited to see what she posts in the future. Like, I really hope that those personal posts come back or like if she just talks on her Instagram story story. Like we never get that anymore. But I saw a TikTok that I think is so relevant for Taylor. This guy was saying, basically, don't be too cool for these like pop culture moments that are happening because they are going to be a part of history. And because you think that you're like better than this or it's below you, you're going to miss out on being a part of it. And his example was the Beatles. So imagine you ask your parents or your grandparents, like, wow, what was it like when the Beatles blew up? Like, did you go to their concert? Did you read articles about it? And what if your parent or grandparent was like, oh, I just didn't like the Beatles. Like, they were so weird. Like, they were overhyped. I don't even know why they were ever that popular. Like, that's not a fun conversation to have. Like, I feel like a more fun conversation would be like, oh, they were never my favorite artist, but it was so cool seeing like the cultural phenomenon, like the world change. Like, I don't know. And I think that there's so many people that hate Taylor Swift because they post about her on social media too much, like NFL, ESPN, like she's everywhere. Are all the people that are hating on her right now gonna look back and be like, yeah, she was always so fucking annoying and like I hate it? Like, I don't know. Like, why are we hating on her? Like, she doesn't control it, one. And also, like, it's gonna be part of history. Like, her name will be as popular as the Beatles and like every other major artist forever. I don't know. I thought it was a cool thought that guy had.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Again, you just look like a hater. So it's like, what did you get from that? Like,
yeah.
Really? Do you think that her public persona or her perception has gotten better now that she's dating Travis? Because I feel like it has. Like, I think it's brought a lot more people into her circle, like all the crazy like NFL watchers and everything like that. Everyone has respect for both the Kelsey brothers. I feel like, you know what I mean? In the NFL, they have a great reputation. Everyone knows Mama Kelsey. They're like the all-American family almost. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now she's involved with it. I mean, God, he like won the Super Bowl, right? Like it didn't like alter his season, you know, like the Kardashian plague with NBA players and things like that people say, like none of that happened, you know? So I really feel like her public persona or the perception of her has gotten better. What do you think?
I think it's definitely helped that we can see her real life because she was so private with Joe that, like, I don't know. I almost think when you're too private, it's like, well, why do we care about you then? Because if you don't tell us anything, like, what are we to get excited about? Like, why are we supporting you if we know nothing about you? But I have been seeing not comparisons like to pit them against each other, but just realistic comparisons between her and Beyonce, where Beyonce is on this level of like, she is untouchable. Like, she is not like me. She is like way above me. She is a queen. But then Taylor has always been like PR presented to us as a relatable friend. And she hasn't been that for a long time because she's been so secretive, I think, because of the relationship with Joe. But now I think in the fan base, this will help her. Honestly, I think that the news outlets and other like media companies posting about her are kind of hurting her because the amount of times that ESPN, NFL, those are probably the main two. During football season, they posted about her every day, multiple times a day. Nonstop. And like they just posted about her and this F1 guy who they're like, oh, was this song about him? Like there was rumors that they were dating. Every single comment on these posts is, I don't want to see this. Like, stop talking about her. This has nothing to do with her. Like, we care about sports. We don't care about her. I feel like they're doing her a disservice because now all of these people are hating on Taylor when they should be hating on ESPN and the NFL because that's who's posting it. Like, Taylor's not asking them to post photos of her. They're posting photos of her for clout because more people are going to engage with it when they see her face. But I feel like people who are perceiving that information that just don't like her for whatever reason they've decided, their anger for her is just growing. So I kind of wish that they would just stop. And I think that that would actually help her. Like, sure, show a glimpse of her on TV in the game, in the suite, whatever. We can see paparazzi photos or whoever else posts her on TikTok and Instagram Reels. But like all these sports companies posting her all the time, I think are hurting her. Because I think not her fan base, but just public hate for her is growing because people are so annoyed about it.
Well, yeah, because they're like shoving it in our faces.
Exactly.
But again, that's like not her fault.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She's not asking or like sending those in. Like some celebrities I think are so calculated that we know this, right? That like housewives even, for example, I'm a big housewives person, but they like call TMZ on themselves and they're I'm going shopping here. Or like I heard, Melissa Gorga's walking down the street in New York and like the paparazzi will show up. Like Taylor's not doing that. Like there's no way that she's doing that. She's not asking for the headlines. You know what I mean? And then all the people that like crunch the numbers after and they're like, even in the football games, like the Chiefs games where they show her on screen for like 34 seconds out of the entire like 4.5 hour game or whatever. And granted, like does it get annoying that like every 2 seconds the camera is, it seems like, going up to that box just to get her reaction. And every time they cut to a commercial, it's her and Blake Lively like jumping up in the air and clapping. Like it could get annoying, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like the most American thing. Like it's like football and the pop star and like that is their story, you know what I mean? Also though, like all the speculation about like who the songs are about and everything, some of them I think are like so clearly about people, but other ones, like we know that on Folklore, she literally made up 2 entirely fake people and wrote this entire story about them. That's why like she is an author, like in some ways, you know what I mean? It's like her form of art with writing. So like you're just wasting your time trying to like pinpoint it on like one man or another man. Like who cares? Just like take it for what it is, and who knows, it could just be made up. And she's like has this imagination that we've all seen, I don't know.
Yes, I completely agree. And I've actually thought that since I was a child, like in high school and grade school, listening to her songs. And when people started hating on her because it's like, oh, well, every song's a breakup song about these guys. Like, no, it's not. Like I could literally write a song because the song is a poem. Like I could write a poem about a love that I've never experienced. Like, or one line in the song could be true. And then everything else is like, oh, well, that rhymes with that. And that rhymes with that. And that sounds cute. Or like, they're all just like, well, I can't say that for sure, but it's possible that a lot of them are just exactly what you said. Like 1, made up. And then 2, just, it could be all these different ideas, but she's like, oh, well, this is a cute story. Like authors write books about love and like movie screenwriters, like that doesn't mean that they're true stories. Like it doesn't mean that the writers actually experience that stuff. She probably writes a lot of songs too about what she wants to experience, but she writes it in like the first person, like you are this, but like it's probably just what she wants to achieve. So I don't know. It's so stupid that people take it so literally with every single song. Although she's admitted that a lot of them are about people, but no, I just think she gets way too much hate for that from people that can't critically think and understand that not every single word in every single song is about her actual life and a relationship with someone else.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, music and storytelling is a form of art, right? Without like imagination, there's no art. So like we're getting glimpses into her imagination, but it doesn't mean that it's real. And the other thing too is it's all about like perspective taking within the songs. Like how many brides and grooms and everyone else got married and had Lover as their wedding song, and now people are flipping the script on Lover and being like, that is actually like a sad song, and it's like supposed to like symbolize like a feeling of like melancholy and everything like that, and like you're my lover, and like ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand, like this is what your imagination is dreaming, but it's never yours. You know what I mean? So people are even taking Lover, which is supposed to be like the textbook like wedding song that Taylor Swift finally gave us, other than like Love Story, and now they're saying like if you look at different perspectives on it, that's probably not true, and like she was dreaming that, but like it's never actually happening.
That's really sad.
It's all perspective taking. Yeah.
Yes, I did see that a lot of people were switching their perception of that song and Call It What You Want, because in the past people are like, oh, she is so excited about Joe and like she's telling the media call it what you want. But then if you think about it now after the breakup, when you know that like he didn't want all the things that she wanted, she's asking like, can we always be this close? Like, can I do the things you do? Can I go where you go? Like, she's not saying I do the things you do, I go where you go. She's like always asking from him, which is very sad. And then I think a lot of people were speculating, I don't know if this is true or not, that he didn't want to call them boyfriend and girlfriend. And so that's why she's like, you're my lover. Like, and then Call It What You Want is actually about Joe and his like perception of their relationship. And she's like, call it whatever you want, but this is how I feel about you, which is so sad.
No, I know. And that's why it's like to speculate is so hard. And obviously like we're speculating. Everyone does that, but you know.
Wait, you guys, Aaron is here.
What is this?
A little birthday margarita.
Oh my God, thank you.
Wow.
Wait, this is so
looks
crazy.
amazing.
Wait, is there alcohol in it? Wait, these glasses are so cute.
This is the best birthday ever for you that I'm here for.
Wait, I forgot to say, it's my birthday today when we're recording this.
We should have got you a crown.
Oh, no, that's okay.
A sash.
A sash.
Oh, wow.
Wait, this is so cute. Okay. It tastes strong. Oh, it tastes like an ice pop.
That's really good.
It is good. Wow.
We love our intern.
So true. Wow.
Oh my God, this is the best day ever.
It tastes like an ice pop. I like it. Yum.
Me too.
It's lover themed.
It is. It is.
Wow. Okay. What were we just talking about? Taylor Swift? Oh, yeah.
Also,
her begging
she's
Joe to
drinking.
love her.
Yeah, and she's drinking. Taylor's drinking.
When Reputation came out, I was like, this album. Okay. Also, unpopular opinion. I really feel like we could talk about this for like an hour and a half, but this is just going to be a long intro.
I know.
When Reputation came out, the first time I listened to it, I didn't really like it. Oh, yeah. And we were just talking about this before we started recording. Like a lot of her albums, the first time I hear it, I'm like, okay. But then the second time I listened to it, I'm like, oh, wait, genius, perfection. I did feel that way about Reputation at first, like the first time I listened to it, because while I thought the songs were good, it was just so different than what we were used to. So I feel like I was almost like scared of it the first time I listened. Other than like Don't Blame Me, I loved Don't Blame Me and like ready for it since day one. But I Did Something Bad and Look What You Made Me Do. Like I really was like, but now I bop those songs. Like those are some of my favorite songs by her.
I feel like too with Reputation, seeing her perform it just changed the album so much because Reputation is such a like stadium, command the stage, you're the baddest bitch walking, hottest thing ever. Like you have all the power in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like seeing that one changes like how much you love it. You know?
It really does. Yes. Yeah. Like her dance to I Did Something Bad on stage, incredible. Also, she is so much younger than I perceive her as. Like growing up, I perceived her to be like 15 years older than me. She's only a few years older than us. Like when she was on Reputation tour, she was 27. 27? Like she just seems so much older than that because she's always so mature and like wise. 27 is how old I was up until today. That's crazy.
I don't know. You're so old.
I know. What the heck? I'm 28 now. It's really crazy.
Yeah. And this margarita made my day. I'm not kidding. Aaron, like kudos.
It looks like cotton candy. I wonder if that's the flavor.
I don't know.
Are we going to get crunk? Oh, yeah. I remember what I was going to say. You said she's drinking. And the first time I listened to Reputation, I was like, is she okay? She's giving alcoholic, like sex addict vibes. But then I listened to it again. I'm like, you know what? This actually makes sense for her. But we've never really heard about alcohol before that. And we never heard her curse. She probably said damn and hell before Folklore, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because my friend and I did a reaction video or like recording to Folklore. The first line is, I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. We screamed.
Yeah, I know. That was big.
Hearing her curse for the first time? Crazy.
No, I know. And then Tortured Poets came out on my niece's birthday. And, you know, my niece knows like Shake It Off and Karma and Cruel Summer, like all the boppy little cute little hits that like I love too. Nothing against them at all. I love them. I called my sister that morning because it was her birthday and I talked to her the night before and she was like telling me she was excited to listen and she couldn't believe like the day of her Eras tour birthday party, she was having an album come out and she was going to listen to it at the party, blah, blah. I called my sister. No, it was so cute, right? And then I called my sister in the morning when I was listening to it and I was like, hey, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know if you want Addie listening to this. She's saying like, if he breaks up with me, I might as well just die. Like things like that. Like I was like, it's like kind of deep stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like appropriate for her as, you know, being that young. And my sister's like, oh, really? Like, should I? And I was like, yeah, like I could pick out songs if you want for her to listen to, you know what I mean? But I feel like this one's so deep and there's a lot of cursing on this one. Like she's not holding back the curses.
And even the song, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, it's so upbeat. Like it's a bop. Like it is so good, but the lyrics are so sad and so depressing. And like, imagine kids walking around being like, I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday. Because they would probably think that's fun. Like, I act like it's my birthday every day. And then in the bridge, she goes, I'm miserable and nobody knows. Like, could you imagine kids? Like, that's just not what kids should be walking around singing.
But it's probably gonna. I know, but it probably is gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because that one like gets stuck in my head. So I'm like, oh, what's the next bop gonna be? Like, it's probably gonna be that.
Yeah.
And I love it, you know, but it's just like really sad. And we were talking a little bit about, before we had started, like about how the album is so good, but it's so sad. And that's the part that I'm struggling with it because it is really really sad. And I'm an album listener. Like I listen top to bottom when I listen to albums. Like I don't like just be like, oh, I like this one, let me start here. Like I always listen from start to finish.
Yeah.
That's how I do albums. I always have. And it's hard for me to get through it sometimes because I'm like, I don't want to be sad.
I know.
And it's like making me sad. You know what I mean? But it does help that she's like, that part of me is closed. The chapter's closed. Like I'm good. Like she put out so many warnings about that, you know? But even the Fortnite music video, like.
Oh, I didn't even watch the video yet.
Oh, okay.
I haven't had time. This is like the weirdest like album release because I had a wedding on Friday, so I didn't even have time to listen to the whole album before the wedding. And then I was just so tired. And then I had things going on this weekend and I just have not even like sat down and watched the video.
She's not a Swiftie.
I know.
I'm kidding.
Feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm being fake. Like there has never been an album or anything that she's done that I haven't watched it like either the minute it's released or like the second I wake up after it was released at midnight or something.
But it is weird because remember when Midnights came out and we were down the shore?
Yeah.
And we listened to it literally the entire time. Every minute that we were awake, that album was on.
Yeah. Like on repeat.
Yeah. We knew Karma.
Oh, yeah.
In a minute.
Words.
Like we were doing TikToks to Karma.
Yes.
Which I still love.
But I actually feel like that's another reason why, like the sadness, I mean, is like another reason why I haven't went to watch, like, I don't know, just consume every piece of content surrounding it because I feel like you have to be in like a certain mood. Whereas her other pop music, I can listen to it anytime, you know? But I'm not going to like sit around and watch, like, I mean, listen to the saddest songs like while I'm going out with my friends, you know?
Right. But we will watch.
Yeah, we will.
Give it like a month.
Actually, we were. Because some of my friends went out on Saturday and yes, we were listening to the songs and debating them before we went out and they were sad. But I mean, they're still amazing, you know?
No.
What's your top 3 off the album so far?
Oh, okay. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me?
So good.
Love it. I love when she hits the high note. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
So
love.
good.
And I really like So High School.
Okay. I love I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. So good. I love The Alchemy. Like, I know it's kind of corny. It's literally serving Travi Made It to the Big Game, but it's so good. And honestly, I was listening to Daddy I Love Him a lot today. It's just so good when she's like, I'll tell you something right now. So good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. And watch, Ask Me Again.
Yeah, I will.
And it'll change. It's going to change, you know?
Wow, that was good. We needed that.
Yeah.